Hello and welcome back to the Cracking Fan YouTube channel. Today we're solving Leetcode problem 590, N-Ary tree post-order traversal. Given the root of an N-Ary tree, return the post-order traversal of its node values. So let's quickly remind ourselves what post-order traversal means. Post-order traversal means that we go to the left subtree fully, we explore the right subtree, and then we can actually process a node itself. So let's see what this means in our example here. So we start at the root, and we know that we need to process the left subtree and then the right subtree. And actually it's an N-Ary tree, so that means that we can have multiple children here and not just two. So we need to process all of the children before we go back to the parent. So that means that let's process 3 first, which means that we need to process 5 and 6. 5 and 6 don't have any values, so to our result we would basically add the value 5, then 6. Now we can process this 3. And now we need to process the 2 and the 4. So the 2 doesn't have any children, so we can just add it to our result. The 4 doesn't have any children, so we just add it to the result. And then the 1, we just add it to our result. And that would be kind of our final solution here. Now, doing this with recursion is really easy. I think there's a one-liner in Python which will handle it for you. But unfortunately, most interviewers will want to see that you can do this iteratively because that's where, the actual understanding of the problem happens. One thing to notice that when we do things with recursion, it's really nice because we implicitly get to the leaf nodes and then we start bubbling up the stack trace, and then we can easily just process the parents as we go up the stack. But we can't actually do that with iterative because obviously you're flowing downwards. So we need a way to basically process whether or not we have basically been to a node, and we're actually going to go down and then up the tree so we can process the parents on the way up. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to use a stack, and every time we see an element, we're going to say that we're going to check whether or not we've seen this element before by using a Boolean flag, true or false. And this is going to prevent us from getting caught in an infinite loop. And what we're going to do is when we see a node before, we're going to say that we haven't seen it before, we haven't processed it yet. So basically we get to a node and we say, okay, I haven't processed this node, so and we'll just look at this side of the tree for simplicity. So we'll say, okay, I get to the 1 and I haven't processed this yet. So what I want to do is I now want to go to the children. So I want to go to the 3, and then I haven't processed this one. So we'll add it as 3 and then false for we haven't processed it. Then we need to process the children. But we need to be careful here because even though we need to process from left to right, if we simply add the children from left to right, then the last element that gets added to our stack here is actually going to be the 6. And then when we pop from the stack, this is going to get popped first and the order will be wrong. So we actually need to reverse the order of any children nodes when we add them to the stack. So that way that the leftmost one will always be at the top and we'll process it first. So in this case, we'd add 6 and false, and we can just say 5 and false. So now when we start popping from our stack, since we haven't processed this node before, we will basically pop it, mark it as true, and then add it to our result to indicate that we've processed it. And then basically this way, we can keep track of all the nodes that we've processed and build our result. And because we're basically marking whether or not we've seen it before, if we happen to get to this point again and we're processing that node, we can then now not put it back into the stack. So we don't have to add it back to the stack if it's already been true, right? So if the previous value was true, then there's no need to put it back in the stack when we go up. And this way, we'll actually be able to get our result in the way that we want. So it'd be like 5, 6, then we get the 3, and then the 1 in our basic example here. So that's the general gist. I think explaining it is a little bit kind of strange. I think it's easier if you just see the code. So let's now go to the code editor, and I'll show you how it works. Okay, we are in the code editor. Let's type this up. So we need to return a result here. So let's define that variable. Now, if the root is empty, there's nothing for us to process. So we're going to say if not root, then we simply just return our empty list result. Now we need our stack. So we're going to have our stack, and obviously we're going to put the root in there, and we're going to mark that we haven't seen the root yet by having a tuple with the value, the root and the value false. Now, while we have a stack to process, let's now get whatever the current node is and whether or not we visited this node before. So we're going to say the current node and is visited equals to the stack.pop. So now if we visited this node before, that means that on the way down, we basically came to this node. We've then processed all of its children. Now it's time to actually add this current node to our result. Because we've seen it before, that means that we must be on our way up through the recursion that we're simulating with this iterative approach. So now we can actually add the current value to our result. So this would be the equivalent of, if we go here, we've now processed the 5 and the 6, and now we're back at a 3. We've seen this value before, which means that it's now time to add the 3 to our result, and we can move back up. So we're going to say if is visited, then we know that we can say res.append the value of the current node. So we're going to add that. Otherwise, if it hasn't been visited, then we need to basically add it back to our stack because we need to process it. Later we'll come back to it and visited will be true, and then we can actually extract the value of the node. So we're going to say stack.append, and this time we're going to put the current node and we're going to mark it as true as being visited. So that way next time when we come back to it in the stack, is visited will be true, and we can actually add the result because of that if statement. Now we need to add the children to the result here. So we're going to say for child in, and remember we need to go from right to left through the children, otherwise our stack will actually be in the opposite order for this level, right? So we're going to say in reversed of whatever the current node's children's are. So current node dot children, and that's an array. We're simply going to say stack.append, and we're going to append the child. And obviously we haven't processed the child, so we'll put it in as false, right? Okay, and then all we need to do at the end is just return our result and we are good to go. So let's just run this, make sure we didn't make any mistakes, and submit it. And there you go, cool. Challenge completed. So for all of you that are actually just learning this problem, the time and space complexity here is big O of n. Any sort of post-order traversal through this tree will just be big O of n, where n is the number of elements in the tree. And for the space complexity, it's going to be the same, big O of n, where n is the number of elements in the tree. Okay, if I could just type this morning, that'd be great. All right, cool. So that is how you solve this problem. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you learned something about iteratively doing post-order traversals in a tree. If you like the video, please leave it a like and a comment. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video.